electric cars now are more to insure. I can guarantee in the future, it'll be even worse. If there ends up being millions of them on the American road, guess what? Your insurance rates are going to be going up the wazoo. All right, finally, I got my hands on a Tesla. Real guy bought it with all the incentives. He paid $43,000. It's kind of a funny story because he's young and he had bad credit, and his previous car was a Sonata. With his bad credit stuff, it cost him 60 grand. So this was a lot cheaper than his previous car.
It's nice to see Tesla's pricing get some recognition on a channel with 6 million subscribers, most of which are automotive enthusiasts. This video, as of right now, has 427,000 views of Scotty Kilmer saying some pretty good things about Tesla, while he also does say some bad things.
Look, it's got 6,000 miles, and the tires are already worn out. The tires on a Tesla, especially a dual motor one, they are going to wear out 3 times faster than in a normal car because the giant batteries hit it under here. With the battery in a car, they weigh a lot, and there's 2 things going against the tires. One, the more a vehicle weighs, guess what? The faster the tires wear out. But number 2, being an electric car, they have phenomenal torque. Him being young and driving like a maniac, like he says, you're gonna wear the tires out faster.
Whether or not you wear out the tires faster is completely up to the driver. The tires are not going to wear out 3 times faster than a nice car, as he suggested, if you drive it normally. Sure, the motors can produce a lot more low-end torque, but you don't have to apply it 100% of the time. That's up to the driver. I asked Grok, does a Model 3 weigh more than comparable cars? How much more? Because he seemed to suggest it was a lot. Grok said that it's pretty much similar, and if it is a couple 100 pounds heavier, that's not going to cause the tires to wear out 3 times faster.
He just got the speed upgrade, but he had to pay for it. And a lot of people don't like that. He had to pay 2 grand so he could access what was already in the car, right? It goes much faster. It used to go 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, and now it goes 0 to 60 in 3.6. That's quite a bit faster. I mean, they're very fast cars. I just don't like the idea that he bought the car and he had to pay extra money to make it go as fast as it could go. It wasn't like, oh, well, okay, they modified the car, and if it was a gasoline engine, maybe they put a turbo on or rebuilt the engine or put bigger fuel injectors. No, it's all software. It's already in the car, and you got to pay 2 grand more to access it. And I think that stinks myself. It's a raw deal, right?
I could definitely see why this looks like money grubbing to people who are not familiar with Tesla, but no, the software package does not already exist in the car. You have to purchase the acceleration boost package from Tesla, and then you will actually see them download the software into your vehicle, and then your Tesla will drive faster. And as Tesla shareholders, we obviously love when Tesla makes more money from software. That's a big reason why we're all so excited about the stock. Having little packages like this that we can buy with our referral points that we get from referring other people to purchase a Tesla is a huge motivator that turns all of us Tesla shareholders into little salesmen for Tesla. So it is a really, really good incentive for us. But I can see why it gets traditional car enthusiasts upset.
Go! Whoa! Man, this thing is fast. Let me tell you, it threw me back in the seat, and it really does go. Let's say you're cruising, and then you want to pass people. Look at that. Woo! There go the ex-corn stalks. This thing can fly. There's no arguing that. And to top it off, it's fast, quiet speed. It's not making any noise. Even with these worn out tires that he bought because he liked the rim, he's going to put his other tires on when he gets a chance. And let's accelerate. Whoa! Man, this thing is like a rocket ship. There's no arguing that. It's a good thing they didn't exist when I was young, because if they did, I would no longer be here making videos for you. I would be 6 feet under from flying in the air and landing somewhere upside down.
So you can see why this guy has 6 million subscribers, and it's honestly difficult for me to take the microphone right in between this guy and interrupting him, because I've been known to be quite monotone, and this guy's just full of energy, as you can see. But you can see how valuable a guy like this could be if he was converted to the electric vehicle revolution, if he did become a fan of Tesla. He's a really exciting guy to watch.
Now let's look at the fit and finish. Okay? You can see it's a little wider on the bottom than at the top. It's not outrageous like some of the early ones were. See, it's thinner here, it's a little wider here. But the back one, it's pretty even. Unlike the older ones, they seem to be doing a better quality job putting them together, I'll say that. Here's a giant screen that does everything, right? And in front of you is nothing. Kind of looks like, though, fake wood paneling we used to have in cellars in the 1960s. So you're looking there, but all your information is over here. It's disconcerting for a lot of drivers. I do have to say, when I tested out that electric Volvo a few months ago, I really liked it because it was more like a car. And it had all the instrument panels here. It even had a cool gear shift knob that was made out of European crystal, you know? So I gotta say, for traditionalists, you just feel weird driving, looking at nothing, and then all the information is over here. Now, it doesn't obstruct your field of vision like some of the Toyota screens do that actually incurs into the glass, but at the same time, when you're looking ahead, you gotta look over here to see stuff and touch them. To me, yeah, that's kind of counterintuitive. I don't.
Well, look, if you're new to the Tesla story, I'll say this. When Elon Musk designs something, he's designing it thinking 5, 10 years into the future. And if you don't need to drive your car, do you need the control interfaces, all the buttons that traditional cars have? No. All you need is a screen to do your work, to entertain yourself while the car drives you around. And so a simplistic design with just a big screen for enjoyment, for entertainment, for work is all that is needed when Tesla is going in the direction of software that they're going. Cars literally able to drive themselves.
The only thing that these put more pollution out is microparticles from the tires. When you're driving on the road, rubber microparticles go around, and now they're finding out that a lot of these rubber microparticles, and they have plastic in them too, are one of the main contributors of water pollution. Most people never think about it, but okay, you're driving down the road. Do you ever notice how the roads are slightly graded? Sometimes you let go of your steering wheel, it'll pull to the right or the left, depending on how the drainage is. Well, all those microparticles of rubber and plastic, the rain carries them down the drain, into the river streams, and ultimately into the ocean. So they are polluting more because they got big tires that wear out faster, and all that little tiny pieces of rubber that you can't really see because they're micro, they end up in the water supply. So it's not like they're not doing anything at all. They're not doing anything to the air, but they're kind of messing with the water.
So this ex-user says particles from car tires likely make up 78% of the microplastics in the ocean. So what's the solution? And this article basically concludes that it's the reduction of kilometers driven. The most effective solutions are the reduction of kilometers driven and decreasing the tire loss rate. Significant reductions in kilometers driven per capita can be achieved by shifts in transportation, for example, using automated shared or public transport. So it always comes back to this automated transport that Tesla is striving for. If all the cars on the roads are autonomous, you're not going to have people accelerating like crazy. You can have all the Tesla cars programmed to basically accelerate at this slow pace that's not going to burn the tires as much. Another thing that automated transport is likely going to do is reduce the amount of car ownership. People are only going to be using these shared forms of transportation when they transport because it's going to make way more economic sense. The article also assumes that by 2040, 50% of countries legislate that new tires must have 36% lower release rates than today, eliminating the worst performing tires.
Okay, it costs a lot of money to insure a Tesla. Why? The average Tesla costs $3,947 per year to insure. In Tennessee, to insure one of my cars, it cost me like $350 a year. But you start wondering, because if you go to the higher end ones like the Model S, $4,956, you're almost $5,000. Now, why is it more expensive? Well, for various reasons. And a lot of people, if they don't understand it, you better do a little research before you buy. Numero uno, they cost a lot of money to repair when they get wrecked. Because They have big electric batteries on the bottom of the car for weight distribution and various other things. You get in a wreck, if that bottom gets damaged, the battery gets even dented, the insurance companies have to replace the battery because it's a danger, a fire danger. What if it shorts out because the metal's bent and it's touching battery cells? You get a Tesla, some of those battery replacements are $20,000. Who's paying for that? The insurance company if it was in a wreck, right? A lot of times they don't even pay for that. They just total the car, give her whatever it's worth, right? Since they are extremely fast, the faster cars tend to be in bigger accidents, charge more money then. So one of the reasons exotic cars, sports cars cost more to insure, they get in more accidents because people drive them faster. You add a lot of stuff together, electric cars now are more to insure. I can guarantee in the future, it'll be even worse. If there ends up being millions of them on the American road, guess what? Your insurance rates are going to be going up the wazoo.
Well, I definitely disagree with that because, you know, the more millions of Teslas that are on the roads, the more mechanics get familiar with the technology, the more repair shops get familiar. And as FSD, we keep coming back to this notion. It's so important to Tesla's future. As FSD comes on the roads, you know, insurance premiums are going to come down because you have 8 cameras pointed in all directions. And FSD, Tesla has data that shows that when full self-driving is engaged, less accidents occur. Now, Tesla insurance is now available in 11 states. Tesla is trying to get to all 50 states with their Tesla insurance. They use real-time driving behavior to give their premium. If Tesla knows that you use full self-driving, you get a lower premium because they know you are going to get in fewer accidents. Right now, Tesla insurance is much cheaper than going with alternatives like the 20-year leader on cost, Geico, because Tesla knows their vehicles. They get that full data loop. When they have to repair a vehicle, they know how to implement designs to make it cheaper to fix in the future. So by Tesla fixing their vehicles, they can make their engineering better, they make their cars safer, they make them easier to fix and cheaper to fix. So I do not agree with my guy Scotty Kilmer here that over time it's going to get more expensive. I actually think it's the reverse. As the electric revolution happens, more people get familiar with the vehicles, more people get familiar with how to fix them for cheaper. But ultimately, it's the fact that fewer accidents are going to occur in the future that is the reason why insurance premiums are not going to skyrocket as Kilmer suggests. This is the main progress we are going to be keeping an eye on, the main story we are going to be watching this year on this channel. The evolution of full self-driving as they erase 300,000 lines of heuristic code and replace it with end-to-end neural nets. Make sure you're subscribed for that coverage. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video of the always entertaining Scotty Kilmer, and I'll talk to you guys soon.